Oh, Jesus. Okay, you know what? Scrap it. Fuck it. No, we're not doing this show today. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. And my Twitter account for the day is The Daddy Savage. That's right. You can go follow me on Twitter at The Daddy Savage until it gets banned for, I don't know, whatever reason. Yeah, so I've had it up now for about an hour. I finally got back into it, and we'll just see what happens. I think they got me for a name ban because yesterday when I set up the new account, I was almost at 1,000 followers, and then I changed the name, the searchable name to John Burke. Boom, instant ban. I was like, you motherfuckers. So now it's The Daddy Savage. I say again, The Daddy Savage on the Twitter sphere. You'll find it. I'm there. I hope this one lasts. I have no idea if it will or won't, but we're going to give it a shot. Oh my gosh. My nuts feel good. My nuts feel good. For those interested about my nuts, YouTube, here's the link for you guys as well, you beautiful sons of bitches. Appreciate your love. I'm going to do my best to kind of downplay this Twitter account, not go after people, not troll people, because essentially I want to see what happens with what Elon does to Twitter, because he's made the announcement yesterday that he is going to create a way for people to come back to Twitter that have been banned, but the process has to be implemented. It's going to take up to a few weeks to make that happen. I respect that. That's fair enough, because I get it. Excuse me, I get that. But at the same token, it's just like, I'm sitting around here like, you know, I'm ready to troll motherfuckers. Can I please troll people?
Yeah, I feel like I'm really pushing it over there.
You get banned about as much as I do. I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah,
I haven't gotten banned yet. I've only had one account banned.
Oh, for some reason I thought you had more than that. Oh, I thought you were racking up accounts over there.
No,
because didn't you call Hillary a cunt and they banned you?
Yeah, that was the original.
You think they should have promoted you, if anything, or given you more followers? I don't know.
I mean, of all the things that are said on Twitter.
Yeah, really? Like calling Hillary a cunt, like that's over the line? Like, good Lord. No, but I know they have IP bans, but I think they also have name bans, because I still haven't used the IP on this phone because I use a VPN. And as soon as I changed it to John Burke, boom, within like a minute it was banned. I was like, you motherfucker. And it said a suspension evasion. It's like, it's the name. They got the name on lockdown. Like they've got John Burke, my face, my beautiful face, pinned to like some kind of caulking board with a big circle around it. So it's like Twitter enemy #1. Like, don't let this guy back on. So you can find me at The Daddy Savage. And we'll see what happens. I don't know. Will he stay on? Let me check it now. Let's see what happens now. Am I banned yet? No, we're still good.
Hey, you got a follower over here, buddy.
We're still good. Still on it. All right, great. Appreciate that. Man, what a day.
What a day.
What a day. So much to get into. So much to get into. As you know, this episode is brought to you by shellshockcbd.com. Make sure you go check it out. Code Burke will save you 10%. And we have some amazing products over there. You know the drill. You know how it goes. You know what it is, peep. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. Also, if you're on Rumble, hit that plus button. That really helps us out quite a lot. And yeah, Rumble's growing. Thanks so much for all the Rumble love. Like, holy shit, more and more people coming over to Rumble. YouTube, come on over. I know, guys on YouTube, eventually they're going to ban this. They're going to ban this channel. So here's the link. Come on over to Rumble. Come say hi. Come over from YouTube. All right, so let's get into it. Let's get down to business. We got to fix your camera. Like, I don't know what the deal with this thing is. Like, that we need to take it back or buy another one. Like, it's just the amount of money that we paid for this thing. That you're just coming in all pixelated and shit.
You know, we didn't turn the lights on either.
Yeah, it's whatevs. It's whatevs. Well, here's some great news. Investors reportedly disgruntled as Facebook stock is down 70%. Company is out $800 billion in market cap. Investors reportedly growing disgruntled with Zuckerberg's Metaverse ambitions. And from everything I'm reading, though, it's like this thing is costing him a lot. Like, he's investing a lot of money in this virtual reality, and it's not catching on. A lot of people are not buying into this. They're not wanting it. Then, you know, like, they're selling virtual reality land, like stores and shit. Like, I shit you not. Think of like what he's created, from my understanding, is that he's creating, say, for example, a shopping mall in the virtual reality space. In that shopping mall, you can buy a space for your business. You can buy a space for whatever it is that you want to do. You can literally own virtual reality land.
I don't know. You have the Oculus, right?
I do, but that's just for gaming.
Yeah, it's for gaming, but some of that stuff on there, it's just...
Oh,
it's a little too much. Like the trying to navigate, move around. Once you start doing that, I start to get a little bit dizzy. I'm like, I don't know if I like this.
I think it's
the Beats game is fun. The Star Wars one is pretty cool.
That one. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I thought I got banned again. I was like, nope. Okay, we're good. Beat Saber and some other great games. I mean, it's worth it. Like I have some fun with that. But as far as like walking around and spending time in the virtual reality, no, just not my thing. I'm not sitting here trying to knock it. And I get how, there are some people out there that are just very socially awkward, that it's very difficult for them to go outside. Maybe there's disability, who knows? I think there's something for everyone. So when you create a virtual reality kind of space, say for example, somebody who is disabled can't walk, in the virtual reality, they now can. Like, and I know it's not the same, but it's still something. No,
I don't know.
You don't know?
Disabled people could get out and go to the mall.
Like if you're walk, like being able to walk.
Yeah, if you're in a wheelchair, you can still go to the mall.
I know that. I'm just saying that, like in the virtual reality world, like you can be anything you want to be. I mean, is this negative? I think overwhelmingly it is going to be negative on our society, and that's also why I think that people aren't buying into it. But with that being said, though, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg has donated or dedicated a lot of funds into this. Investors in Facebook parent company Meta are reportedly growing dissatisfied with the company's fixation on the Metaverse as the corporation's stock continues to plunge and its market capitalization continues to long slide. The company has seen its stock plummet throughout 2022, shedding more than 70% of its value from the start of the year as it fell from over $330 per share in January to nearly $90 per share this week. Good Lord.
Steep.
The company market cap has also plunged from its high last year, dropping from just over $1 trillion in August of 2021 to under $250 billion in November. Investors, meanwhile, are reported to be unhappy with the company's business direction, specifically founder Mark Zuckerberg's fixation on the virtual reality Metaverse, a project that has generated relatively little excitement outside of the esoteric tech circles. Yeah, I just don't think that people by and large want this. I know in most of these movies like Ready Player One and things such as that, it's a cool thing to have. But also in that same movie, look at the conditions they're living in. There's like no hope. Like everybody hates where they're living. They have to escape to the metaverse. I don't think VR is going to catch on to the extent that they're wanting it to. I just don't. Maybe in the future, but I think right now, otherwise people would be buying into this. And I also think, honestly, the biggest influencer of this is that it's being done by Zuckerberg and nobody trusts him.
That's the other part too.
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Yeah. Dude, let me put it this way. Let me ask you this. If it was somebody else, that maybe it was a no name or maybe it was somebody more trustworthy, do you think it's going to catch? Would you think it's catch on?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe 20 years down the road.
Think so?
Maybe.
What changes between now and 20 years?
The headset, how you do it, that kind of stuff. Because I like just wearing the headset right now. You can't wear it that long. It starts to get super uncomfortable.
True. And then, the battery only lasts. You get the battery upgrades and stuff like that. But no, I can see your point there. But I think eventually, if it did catch on, they'd figure out a way to where it could be plugged in and you can keep the headset on. I don't know. I just don't see it catching. But then again, I'm not one of those people that can like shot call these things. Like, oh, John Burke was right on the metaverse. Like, I have no fucking clue. I'm just speculating at this point.
Maybe 10, 15 years down the road, 20 years down the road.
Wouldn't it be interesting if that's how we fight wars in the future? Through metaverse? Like you get one avatar, that's it, and you put all your money and stuff in, and that avatar goes out on the battlefield. And like, what if that's how we settled wars in the future? I mean, there'd be so much hacking. I mean, it wouldn't be fair, but still, it'd be like Call of Duty. It's like, all right, team 1, Russia, team 2, Ukraine, here we go. And you're just kind of like, this is an easy way to do it. Let's see what happens. Putin's out there on the battlefield, freaking with the fucking riot shield, pissing everybody off.
On his horse, shirtless.
Suck Russian cock. Motherfucker. I think he would totally be a riot shield dude, too. I know it. But Jim Tierney, an investment officer for Meta shareholder Alliance Bernstein, told the Financial Times that had any other company plowed so much money into a strategically dubious project, you'd have activist investors writing letters proposing alternative sales of directors, demanding change. I think Mark heard crystal clear what investors wanted. He's made his decision, Tierney told the publication. Bro, like people, I mean, let's just for shits and giggles, on Rumble chat, how many people still actively use Facebook? Just yes or no. How many people? We got 403 live viewers on Rumble. Thanks for watching, guys. How many people on Rumble actively use Facebook? And it's okay if you do. Yes or no. You use it or you don't. because I feel like Facebook is losing a lot of popularity.
Yeah.
I feel like people are kind of abandoning Facebook because, again, the censorship for the terms of service has become so draconian. Like, I get why I get banned a lot. I understand it. And it's not that I'm intentionally trying to do it. It's like if you say anything in regards to transgenderism, they're going to ban you. They're going to hammer you. So the only way to not get banned is just not say anything about that, which I don't have it in me. But, yeah, people are saying only for business. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. A lot of people are saying no. Deleted mine 7 years ago. Not for personal. I do it for family groups. Yes, occasionally. Yes, yeah. I don't know. Alex on Facebook says I deleted mine a few years ago. Bo Wolf Ray says no. Facebook is for older people for the most part. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I've noticed that Facebook is for the older generation. Instagram seems to be for my generation. TikTok seems to be for the Zoomers, and Twitter seems to be for everybody. And Twitter's picking up more steam, whether people like it or not.
Yeah.
And the jury's still out on this for me. It's like, so far, Elon's he's taking it in the right direction. But for me, it's going to be, apparently there's a lot of, what would you call it? Like that cat turd when we were talking about. Yeah. It's the profile cat turd. He's got almost like 1 million followers, and he's funny. He's very funny, but he was originally on Elon's side, and now he's coming out swinging, saying essentially this board of oversight that Elon's going to put into place for the moderation of content. He's claiming it's all just leftist loonies again. I don't know if I believe that or not. Like, I want to know who's on this board, and I actually don't even believe there should be a board. There should be no board. Let the users decide what they want to see on their timelines. And the other thing is, it's
at least give it a shot, right?
At least give it a shot. But it's kind of weird that if you take a step back and you look at it, it's kind of like social media has become such an intricate part of our livelihoods that we're having arguments about how it's supposed to be run.
Yeah.
Yet I think the benefit of the whole world would be to just delete the whole thing. Just delete the whole thing.
Oh, what's the purpose of it? What's the purpose of it, though, right?
Yeah.
To get information.
Yeah.
Reconnect, business, that kind of stuff. That's what it's supposed to be about, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Facebook was originally for college, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And then it evolved, and I think what Zuckerberg's doing as far as trying to evolve into the metaverse, I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to work. But either way, more power to him to sink his company. I hope they fucking boot him off the board of directors. That'd be great. I don't even know. I don't even know. We'll see. But interesting take. Since January, down 70%. Holy shit. That's ridiculous. But anywho, well, this just in, Biden comes out and says that we have a very, very strong economy. The economy's doing wonderful. Hey, we're doing great, guys. We're creating jobs and, well, survey, 1/3 of small businesses could not pay rent in October. Over 1/3 of U.S. small business owners could not pay the rent in full or on time in October. That's a lot. Rent delinquency was already at a 6-month low at 30% in September, but that figure has now increased by 7 points to 37%, according to Small Businesses Referral Network, Alignable. Small business owners taking the survey attributed high delinquency rates to increasing rent prices, inflation, recessionary fears, high gas prices, supply chain issues, and labor expensive. Furthermore, 59% of small businesses observed that consumers are spending less. This is true. Folks, Josh and I can sit here and tell you this is true. We've seen the same thing with shell shock. We've seen a dramatic drop in our sales because I don't blame, like we've said, I don't blame people. You've got to prioritize your spending. And as much as I love Halo gummies, gas prices come first. Until those gas prices come down, it's going to be a motherfucker.
Gas prices, grocery prices.
Oh my God, bro, it's insane. I went to the grocery store a few days ago to get more stuff for grilling.
It's crazy.
Dude, it's just nuts. Control. And I was having a conversation with some friends, and I wanted to hear your opinion on this, that we talked about the housing market and how I wanted to diversify investments, and I wanted to push into real estate by buying houses and renting them out. And right now, I can't. I mean, I can, but I don't want to because the cost of houses, are so astronomically high. It's kind of like I'm going to be losing money over time. But they're all telling me, it's like, no, this is the new normal. It's like, I don't think it will be. I think the prices have got to go down. It's like there has to be, because there's normal people cannot afford to buy houses right now. That, or you're going to have these major freaking landowners coming in, scooping up all these houses and just doing massive, like BlackRock. They're buying up a lot, and they're just going to start renting these houses versus buying. And ultimately, that's what a lot of people want. It's to rent out these houses so you have returning or residual income coming in no matter what. But it's like, fuck, like people are going to stay. And this is why the Gen Z, I get how they're bitching about how even millennials are saying that they can't own anything. It's too expensive. This right here, I think, let me just do this. Let me just ask this question. Do you think the housing market prices are going to drop back down? Maybe not to how they were before when we had Trump, but something more manageable? Do you see that happening?
Yeah, I follow this guy, it's Patrick Bet David. So I met him because our kids went to school together, and super sharp guy.
Yeah.
And he put out a statement saying that now is probably a good time to buy a house. Like, don't wait. But
Why?
if there's a house that you want, let's say it's $600,000, then take like $250,000 off of that and then offer that to them. So if it's like a $600,000 house, offer them $350 or $400.
But the thing is, like, these new builds, say,
Because
for example,
eventually the interest rate prices are going to drop down.
Well, it's not even just the interest rate. Say, for example, the interest rate isn't what bothers me because you can do a refi. I get that after a year, but it's the total cost of the house. For example, like I said, I looked at that one house that's almost exact to mine, minus it's 2 stories versus mine 1. Same footage, same room, everything. They want $600,000 for it. My house was $275,000, and I'm even next to a lake.
Yeah.
And that definitely drives cost up. This house, not as close to a lake, $600,000. Now, we can talk about refi to lower that interest rate, but that's still a $600,000 home. That's not, realistically, according to how it was 2 years ago, that is not a $600,000 home.
Yeah, go in and offer them, less than that.
But
Half of that.
But they won't take it, though, because the cost of lumber has went up so much that they're baking that cost into the house now because it's a new build.
It's not all the houses, though. I mean, you can go out and look at
here's the thing.
house.
New builds. Let's classify new builds versus old. Like old builds that's already been paid for. Yeah, I can see your point on that one. But new builds, the cost of lumber and everything is getting baked into it now.
To a certain point, but still, I think that's because you said yours was $275.
Yeah, mine was built in 2019.
Yeah, now it's valued at what? $400,000.
Yeah, but nobody's going to pay $400K for that. I mean, if they did, they're stupid. I mean,
yeah, I just think it's for new builds. I don't know. It's a tricky one.
I don't know.
But I know for the other ones, like if you want to go out and buy a house, then just offer less money and see how it goes. Because you could go on Zillow right now and look at the houses dropping in price, cut by $50,000, $150,000. It's amazing how much the cost of these houses have gone up over the past 4 years.
It's nuts. It's fucking nuts. Like, I don't know. With Trump, I bought mine, like I said, and I didn't have any problems. I got like a 2.7% interest rate. Now you're lucky to get like below a 6.4.
Yeah,
and that's just.
I think for an investment property, if you're looking for an investment property, then
still not banned on Twitter. Just good news. Still not banned. We're still good.
I think you go in and just offer less than what they're asking. I mean, a considerable amount.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to take that.
They either take it or they don't. I mean, because some people just don't want to sit on the because they're still paying the mortgage payment.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And they're trying to unload their house. So if their house is on the market for 60 days, 90 days, 6 months,
they're going to have to drop.
Yeah, they're going to start to get desperate and they're going to have to unload that property.
Well, Red Hulk on Rumble says, I work in IT for a title company, and they said, I'm hearing next March is when house prices will drop. Coda Bear says, I think a lot of people are going to get screwed when the housing market prices drop and people have a huge mortgage for something not worth what they put. That's the thing that really worries me, though. It's that same thing. Like, say like I did, because I could afford to buy that house. But it's not a $600,000 house.
Right.
So say like I got a mortgage for it. I took out a loan and I got a 6.4% interest rate, which is still astronomical. That is nuts.
It's huge.
And then after a year, I refi back down to, let's just say 3.4, which is probably not going to happen because we're still in a big bubble right now. But with that being said, I'm still sitting on a $600,000 house. That ain't worth $600,000 because when those prices go back down, I'm fucked. Now, unless I'm getting this wrong, this just makes sense to me. So it's like, why am I going to buy a house that is not valued, that is not worth to me $600,000 house?
Yeah.
I don't know. All my friends are telling me like it's not going back to normal. Like, I think it will. It's got to.
Yeah, I think eventually it will drop back down. But
I mean, the sooner it does, the sooner I can start fucking investing in real estate.
Yeah, especially with the interest rates as high as they are right now. These people, like homeowners are forced to drop their price so people can afford it.
Yeah. That's nuts. More and more people are going to rent now.
Yeah.
Like I could probably rent out my house right now for about $3,000 a month, and someone will do it because they can't afford to take out a loan to buy one of these other fucking insane houses. It's crazy. But you know who is benefiting the most? Rich motherfuckers.
Yeah.
The rich people. It ain't the middle class that's going out there and expanding. It's the rich. It's big oil here in Texas.
Yeah. If you have a lot of money, then you could, if it's a cash offer.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, you really hold all the cards.
You do. It's just sad to see, man, because I know there's so many young couples wanting to get out there and start their lives and buy a house. And right now it's like, don't. Fucking don't. Rent an apartment. Do what you got to do. And even apartment costs. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I saw here in Dallas that they had record numbers of evictions.
Bro, well, yeah, they can't afford it. Yeah. But, I mean, this doesn't surprise me about these businesses not being able to pay rent because the rent's going up because people can't afford to. I mean, utilities have gone up. Everything's gone up. So we are definitely in a recession.
Oh, without question.
I don't even know how they can say that we're not anymore.
The Feds just hiked the rates again. It's like by 0.75.
Jesus.
That's the 6th time this year.
Dude, we are like, and Biden wants to sit there and say we're in such a stable economy.
We're winning. We're winning, everybody.
Is this what winning looks like? I don't know, dude. Like, it's just, this is ridiculous. Across different small business sectors, 49% of restaurant owners said they could not pay rent in October, compared to 36% who struggled the month before. Restaurants reported seeing fewer customers eat out due to declining disposable income. Other sectors with high rates of rent delinquency in October include education at 57%, auto at 49%, transportation at 46%, and retail at 43%. You watch, come Black Friday, I guarantee stores are not going to see record highs in sales. They're not.
Yeah.
People cannot afford it. Sales are going to, oh my God. And that's the sad thing. A lot of these stores are very dependent on that Q4, like clearing out, and it's going to be rough.
Yeah.
I'm not even banking on us freaking doing very good on Black Friday. I hope we do, but good Lord.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and I feel bad for these people. I fucking feel bad, legitimately. Like, I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. And my God, when the gas is through the roof and they got you by the short hairs, what the fuck are you going to do? I mean, I take the bike right now. I take my motorcycle. I take my Honda. Geez, I take the Tesla from time to time, but I take the motorcycle because, number one, the weather is just amazing. It feels great. But, dude, people are getting shafted.
Yeah.
They're getting shafted at the pump. They're getting shafted in the grocery world. Like, oh my God.
One of the most annoying things, too, is these idiots on Twitter talking about how great the economy is.
Oh my God, yeah.
How we're having record numbers. I'm like, where do you live?
Oh my! What are you smoking?
I know.
Wait, are you on Halos? You gotta be
Hunter
on
Biden,
Halos.
Roommates.
You gotta be smoking some serious crack to even believe that for a second.
Seriously,
there's just no way.
I'm like, come on.
But that's what political bias does to people. It's like, oh man, legitimately, this could be a Democrat over there that they hate Trump so much that the DNC is on fire, and it's like that meme with the dog. It's like, I'm fine, everything's fine, everything's on fire. Right. There's homeless people shitting in the streets, BLM's burning shit down, white liberals are out there virtue signaling about how much they hate white people, and meanwhile, like the middle class is like, Can I just go back to paying $2 a gallon, please? So I can live my life?
That was awesome.
It was great.
Low prices.
Miss me some mean motherfucking tweets, baby.
I know. They want amnesty.
Yeah, suck my balls. You know, just for shits and giggles on Rumble, amnesty for people that pushed the COVID stuff. Yes, one for yes, or we'll just say yes or no. Should we give the man amnesty? I don't know why I'm like
blue for yes and
blue with a check mark with a +1 for yes. No, just yes or no. Amnesty for people that pushed this narrative of COVID and wanted to lock down. Should we give them amnesty? Yes or no? I don't know why I have to complicate shit so much. It's because I know what it's from. It's kind of like when you're in a group setting and you're like, hey, does anyone not have a full glass? And it's kind of like, or no, it's kind of like, how would you say it?
I don't know. I'm not sure what you're trying to say.
How do I phrase this? It's kind of like when you're in a group of people and you got to ask. Oh yeah, there's a lot of people saying no. Holy shit, negatory ghostwriter. Nope. I need to get Austin Peterson on the podcast. I need to text him and be like, because I know he is all for amnesty right now, and I want to bring him on. Like, bro, Peterson, what the hell, brah? What the hell are you talking about? What are you doing? What is it? Well, like, I'm trying to think, like, in a group of people, like, does anybody need a refill? Or, okay, so instead of like, does everybody have what they need? Or the better question is, oh, fuck it, I can't even think about it. It's in those situations where you ask the wrong question where the majority of people, shut the fuck up, Josh. Just shut it. He's just looking at me like I got a dick on my forehead. You know where I'm going with this. Never mind. Right. Never mind. Shut up, Josh. Nobody likes you anymore. No, people were actually tweeting me out on my other Twitter. My new Twitter is the Daddy Savage. That when I was gone to get my nuts clipped, they're like, put Josh to do the podcast. And I was like, yeah, right. Josh ain't going to do it.
Nope.
I don't give a fuck. Josh wants to do it by all means. Josh is like, he ain't going to do it.
No, I would embarrass myself even further.
No, I don't think you would. People they like hearing your sexy voice. All right, New York Democrats panic button. Man, they are pulling out all the guns. All the guns. Being metaphorical here. Don't get twisted, liberals. Don't get upset. You start wanting to ban those too. The figurative guns, excuse me. Apparently, you see Barack Obama's taking a TikTok. We're going to cover that in here in a second. New York Democrats call in Kamala and Hillary for a last-ditch push for Kathy Hochul. Bro. Another rich white woman, another rich white, again, liberals, what the hell?
I know.
You keep saying how it's always the white man's fault. And yet, what do you keep electing? White people, old, rich white people. Like what? Even I'm getting sick of this. Like, for fuck's sakes, let's get some diversity in here. What the hell? Just, you know, a bunch of BLM. Man, I'm tired of the rich white liberals keeping us down, man. I don't know why I went back like to a 60s black person in Vietnam. Man, you know what I'm saying, man?
Jive turkey.
Jive turkey. But it's like, okay, I get your point. You need accurate representation, but what the fuck are you doing? You keep electing these people. So it's like, is it really all that bad? I don't know. Well, apparently it is, because Vice President Kamala Harris and failed presidential candidate Hillary Clinton will reportedly join New York Governor Kathy Hochul and Attorney General Letitia James in Manhattan on Thursday in a last-ditch effort to save the governor from defeat in the midterms next week. Do you really want to bring Kamala in? Like Mrs. Word Salad herself? Do you really want to have her in there?
They're like, who hates people more than Hillary Clinton?
You know, it's all about communities.
Who's hated?
Communities. She does that crazy fucking Joker laugh.
I know.
It's like, what the fuck is she saying? Who is she?
They want the most hated person to come out and speak for them.
Dude, there have been so many
none
Democrats.
of them are likable.
No, but there have been so many Democrats that don't even want Joe Biden coming near them.
Yeah.
They're using Obama. Like, they're using Obama. It was like, hey, Obama, like, Biden is that bad.
Did you see him get heckled?
No, where?
He was getting heckled at some event.
Wait, you talking about Obama?
Obama was,
Oh, yeah. I did. I fucked up. I posted a video. I need to go delete that video, by the way. It's of Obama in the crowd, but you hear the crowd saying, fuck Joe Biden. Well, apparently that was from the Joe Biden baseball game. But when you look at that clip with Obama, they apparently pulled the audio and implemented on that, and it looks just as fucking real. They got me on that one. But I did see the one with the heckler going after Obama and stuff like that. So, yeah. But
now wait a minute.
Wait a second here. Let me be clear. Let's just be honest here. Well, I got nothing. Why should we vote for Democrats? Because we don't want Trump. I mean, I don't mind paying extra gas money because I'm rich and I'm black and I got black privilege. I can do what I want. I have a big penis. Have you seen my wife? She's kind of a man.
She's got a bigger penis.
She's got a bigger penis than I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm hip. I'm with it. I'm cool. Job turkey. Anyway, New York Times Nicholas Fandos reported Tuesday that Harris, who has not been a popular surrogate for kid, I wonder why. Folks, I mean, come on. Like, literally put yourself in her position. Your job is to sit there and read from a teleprompter. And you can't even do that. You fuck that up royally. And you want her out there campaigning for you? You think that's a smart decision? I just don't know. The campaign in Hochul and James in Manhattan Thursday in an effort to try and move the needle in the governor's reelection campaign. This comes as national Democrats are starting to worry about Hochul's election chances as her Republican opponent, Long Island Congressman Lee Zeldin, has been riding a late surge. Late Monday night, a Traglafar group poll showed Zeldin slightly leading in polls 48.4% to 47.6% after closing the gap over the last few weeks. You know, I'm reading a lot of these poll outcomes, and a lot of these blue states, the runnings are close.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like it's almost an even, it's a 47% split, just like this. You watch these, it's close. Like, normally you would see in certain areas, like, it's 20-point lead, 15. Here it's like, holy shit. It's getting like to the point where I think we're going to see a bigger red wave than we'd actually thought, because people are getting sick of the DNC.
And I hope so.
I hope
tend
so
to think like those polls too lean obviously heavily left.
Yeah.
So maybe add like an extra 10 points to the Republican candidate.
Folks, I am telling you right now, whatever they tell you is going to happen as far as red wave, blue wave, don't listen to it. Go to the polls. Just go to the polls. Don't listen to it. Don't let them discourage you. That's their last ditch effort attempt right there.
Yeah. When
they start to say, like, what happens when you back an animal into a corner? It starts snarling. It does everything it can to survive. The DNC is going to do just that. they're going to do just that. They realize they are in hot fucking water, very hot water. My God. Like I said before, we've seen the metrics months before.
2 years.
Whew.
In just 2 years.
Yeah.
Look what they've done.
Yeah. I agree.
Is that?
Is that you?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh.
Sorry about that. Everybody. Yeah, it's record high gas price.
Yeah.
I like how they try to claim record unemployment right now.
Bro, it seems like the last 2 years.
Record unemployment, record evictions, record.
It seems like the last 2 years have been a consistent. It's been a consistent, nonstop effort to gaslight the entire nation about the failures of the Biden administration. For example, with the price of gas, instantly they start trying to blame it on Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and that Biden had nothing to do with it. That this is all OPEC. This is the greedy, rich oil companies posting record profits. Blah blah blah. Record profits. Here's the thing that they don't seem to understand. Record profits, in a sense of they've been negative. Many of these companies have been underwater fiscally, and they're starting to break through. But they're going from, say, for example, if we go from a -3 to a +4, we just had a massive increase in profits. But you were also already in the negative. This wasn't coming from a foundation of we're already in the green. This is going from negative to positive. So it's like, yeah, in comparison, no, these are not record profits. When you look at it by itself, just off of sheer numbers alone, then yes, it is a record profit. But at the same token, context is key. That's why Gavin Newsom tweeted that stupid shit out. Yeah. And you can go look at the record profits. Like, yeah, they were negative what? How much? And now they're positive. So they're not doing as good as they have been. But yes, they have posted record profits because they were so far in the fucking negative. That's what people don't get. When it comes to money, like top line versus bottom line, they don't get shit like that. And Newsom and the rest of them cronies know this. They know that most people don't understand that part of business. And it's not their fault. But, you know, that's why people like us come out here and say, wait a minute, guys, they're lying to us. And we're not the smartest business people out there either. But fuck, we can look at some of these things and like, wait a minute. Wait just a goddamn second here, you son of a bitch. Man.
You know, Biden talked about all this stuff when he was campaigning. He said he was going to shut down these oil leases, shut down
and they still wanted, yeah.
I mean, this isn't a surprise.
No, not
anybody
at all.
that listened to any of his bullshit. I mean, he said it all. And then when he said he was going to transition from this stuff, but transition to what? What clean energy do they want to transition to?
I think it's because
they never mentioned anything. They're just going to shut it all down and then send us into a
I think by and large, it's because people on the left want green energy. They want the world to be, you know, less pollution, and I can agree with that. But they don't have any they don't have any follow through because they don't have any foresight on understandings. Like, look, this is going to cost you, me, everybody so much money. We cannot fiscally afford it. We cannot. It's not possible. And now they're getting a taste of that, and they're starting to see like, oh, wait a minute, maybe this isn't exactly the right process of going about making this happen. Maybe we can facilitate it in a different manner. But right now, I think a lot of people are being just quite honestly like a bunch of ostriches, pig-headed. It's like, well, I'm not going to admit we're wrong because if we do that, well, then we're going to lose this fight on keeping the earth green. It's like, no, what you're going to do is bankrupt everybody. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. And people can't afford this.
There's no plan to transition to anything else. Like if you're complaining about cattle and chickens and all that stuff, well, you have to have another plan in place so people don't starve and we don't run into the situation that we're in right now. They just don't do that. They just,
people don't give a shit
cut it off altogether, and then it's getting us into a world war.
Jesus. Well, for those that don't know, the Pentagon has announced we have boots in Ukraine. Yeah. There are U.S. forces now in Ukraine. Jesus.
What are they doing there, though?
It's going to start out, we look at Vietnam, we look at Iraq, we look at Afghanistan. They're going over there to start out probably as advisors. They're going to advise, they're going to train, but the fact is they've got boots on the ground. Now, here's the thing. If a missile or whatever hits where we have U.S. troops at and a troop dies, that's war. But this is essentially what Biden's wanting to do. Yeah. He's using the troops as bait. Put the troops there, and if the troops get hit, you just attacked American forces. American forces had no business being in Ukraine.
I think they're saying they're doing a weapons check. So all the weapons and all the money that they're saying that they sent over there, they want to make sure it doesn't end up on the black market. So
yeah, bullshit.
That's what they're saying. That's what their excuse is for going over there. But I agree with you. I think that there'll be some sort of false flag, and it'll end up drawing us into a war.
Let me see if I can find the article for that. Troops in Ukraine. Most troops deployed for Ukraine response still in Europe, but also roughly 20,000 U.S. troops were mobilized throughout Central and Eastern Europe in the early months of this year. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, Yeah, you're right on that one. It says U.S. troops checking Ukraine weapons delivery sites against. Okay, but here's the thing, though, folks. You're not going to send troops into a combat zone to check weapons and then expect there to be like what? Are you kidding me? Because again, if one of those troopers gets hit by a Russian round, whatever the case may be, you've just lost an American to Russia, and that's going to pull America into it. This is what Biden ultimately wants. I guarantee this is what DNC actually wants, because nobody sounds better than going in there. Nothing sounds better than going in there and beating Russia back and liberating Ukraine, yada, yada, yada. This is something that I think a lot of Democrats are starting to get more and more on board with, because before it was like, it's only the extremists. It's only the morons that have the Ukrainian flag in their bio, like, oh, stand with Ukraine. Most people are like, no, fuck Ukraine. This is their problem. But I think it's gaining popularity on the left. And if Biden gets his way, I truly feel we are going to have massive U.S. force involvement in Ukraine, and then it's going to be fucking a war with Russia with actual U.S. troops on the ground.
So what do you think the difference is between like an American soldier dying over in Ukraine as opposed to the Marines that were killed in Afghanistan on the way out?
In what context? What do you mean?
Like, why wouldn't we get back into a war with Afghanistan when we were leaving?
Because I tell you this much, we don't want to. It's fiscally and logistically, it would be the biggest nightmare ever. It's just no.
So going into war with Ukraine is a different story?
Yeah, 100%. Because we couldn't do it in Afghanistan. We couldn't beat Afghanistan. We couldn't beat Iraq. We could not do what we went over there to go do. With Ukraine, though, Ukraine's not going to be one of those things. And I'm just speculating here. Ukraine wouldn't be a conquer, rebuild. Ukraine would be literally just go out there, defend, push back, and then withdraw. That's the difference there. It literally.
You don't think there'll be a rebuild situation in Ukraine as well?
If America, no, that's actually a good point.
Yeah,
I can see America getting involved.
Yeah.
But, oh, God.
And again, I think that opens the door to a lot more corruption.
100%, because I was going to say, if that were the case and we facilitated something with Ukraine to fend off Russia, we should be striking some deals for oil. Yeah. To where it's like, look, if we do this, yada, 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 but at the same token, now you're using U.S. lives, troop lives, essentially just to broker deals for oil.
Yeah.
When we could just not have to deal with that, drill at home, bring these prices down, fill OPEC back up with the reserves, and yeah. But instead, I'm just saying that if we went that route, though, we had troops on the ground, I could see us staying to help rebuild. I could, and they would do this completely against, I think, what the majority of U.S. citizens want. I don't think U.S. citizens, by and large, want a troop presence in Ukraine because, folks, I will tell you this right now, if it turns into a troop presence in Ukraine, it's going to be permanent. Yeah. It will be permanent because just like our South Korea, Ukraine will be our South Korea for Russia. Guarantee. And here's the other thing. With troop presence in Ukraine, count on missiles getting put there and then Russia really going on the attack. Look at the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Cuban Missile Crisis wasn't just Russia freaking advocating for America had a hand in that. We pushed buttons, not literally. We were pushing fucking buttons. And Russia's like, fair enough. You want to put missiles here? We're putting missiles in Cuba. Wait a minute. Hold on. What happens in Ukraine now? I'm telling you, this is not as simplistic as people make it out to be. Russia's not the only bad guy in this thing, and I don't even want to get involved.
They do this shit to set up these nonprofits to funnel money into themselves, like the Clintons did in Haiti.
Yeah, you know I don't doubt it.
But they raised like $10 billion, and you had all these Haitians. They're like, "Where's the money?"
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Dr. Phil. I don't know where he leans politically. I got a feeling he's kind of like a closet conservative, but I don't know. I don't really like the dude's show at all. But Dr. Phil makes a really good point here. He says, you wouldn't get on a plane if John Fetterman was the pilot. Hell no. He's got a point. These Democrats, well, I mean, the easy way to counter that is like, well, he's not a pilot, so no, I wouldn't get on the plane. He's like, well, if John Fetterman was driving a car, would you get in it with him? I was like, fuck no. They're both saying that let's take this for a second. Would you get into a car? Would you put your wife, would you put your child in a car that John Fetterman is driving? And if the answer to that is no, my response question would be, then why the fuck would you vote for this guy to vote for policy that's going to implement or impact you as a taxpayer? But Democrats won't answer that. They won't answer that. But it's a good point. Would you put your child in a car with John Fetterman?
No.
Hell no. There is something wrong with Pennsylvania Democrat U.S. Senate candidate John Fetterman. Celebrity psychologist Dr. Phil McGraw told Joe Rogan, host of the Joe Rogan Experience, during a recent episode, explaining the problems begin with his brain. McGraw's observation came after Fetterman debated Republican challenger Dr. Mehmet Oz last week. The overwhelming reaction to the exchange was that it was a disaster for Fetterman, who was recovering from a stroke. But you know what I did love? I loved seeing all the liberals on Twitter trying to defend this. Like, he's so brave. It's like, who gives a fuck?
I want to know who's running his Twitter account.
Oh, it's certainly not
his
him.
Twitter account as compared to his debate speech. Not even close. Like it's two different people, obviously.
Let me see. Am I banned on Twitter yet? Still good, it looks like. We're still good. Wow. Never thought that would happen. We're still good. We're up to 64 followers. Okay. The Daddy Savage on Twitter. So far, we're good. Somebody said, Z Racer on YouTube said, I let my ex-wife drive and fly with him. Put Hillary in the car with him. Oh, my God. McGraw noted that he has not tested Fetterman or the President Joe Biden, but he said it seemed to him President Biden is not at his best and that Fetterman is not at his best. Folks, we are living in this age of denial where we look at the president who is clearly suffering from dementia. This guy is out of it. And then you look at someone like John Fetterman, who is a stroke survivor, and he's clearly not all there. He's recovering, if he'll even make a full recovery. Joe Biden is not going to recover. He is consistently going downhill. There's no denying this. You look at his mumbling of speech. He doesn't know where he's at half the time. This is something that the DNC will not admit because why? They just don't want mean tweets. And you're like, are you kidding me?
He said his son Bo died in Iraq.
Again, I've got another article on it. We're going to get to that.
Jesus,
said it again. It's like, what the fuck?
Does he not think people can figure out that he's lying?
Yeah, I think so. I really think so. I mean, this guy has lied so many different times in the past 2 weeks. We talked about gas prices, the economy. America's back. What? Bro, America's broke. What are you talking about? And I'm not going to try to be unkind. He had a stroke, McGraw explained. The poor guy, he had a stroke. Just ask yourself, McGraw added, let's say you were getting on an airplane and the airplane pilot had a similar cognitive impairment. Would you get on? Well, hell no. For his part, Rogan said Fetterman is clearly compromised to the point where while he's communicating, he's not just stumbling. He's kind of lost in thought and can't form a coherent sentence and bounces around from it. He looks troubled. And I was watching MSNBC, that's your first problem, and they were trying to say, well, I mess up sometimes when I talk, and I misspeak and I stumble on my words. It would appear that the vast majority of the audience on the debate night agrees with the summation that Dr. Phil and with the summation of Dr. Phil and Joe Rogan. Following the debate, local Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania station WPXI opened an online poll for viewers and cast their vote and chose a winner. Although Fetterman is considered the favorite in Pittsburgh area, about 82% of viewers said Oz won the debate, while the Democrat garnered just 18%. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I don't know.
Nope.
Well, remember, this is a strategy that honestly... this is going to be interesting to see how it's going to shift when Republicans take over, if they take over, when they take over, whatever the case may be. The influencers of TikTok. Look, I'm with you here. I think it's the most stupidest thing we've ever seen. I think it's ridiculous, but there's no denying. These influencers on TikTok have a direct line to the Gen Z generation that votes, and millennials. They have a direct line there. And Obama and the DNC, they know how to utilize this. They do. Whether I like how they do it, it doesn't matter. The fact is they do know how to utilize social media to their favor. Obama takes to TikTok with painful get out the vote message. Obama urges people to register to vote because of climate change, gun control, and abortion rights. Former President Barack Obama has officially joined the ranks of Democrats who are using TikTok personalities to promote their agenda. In a last-minute get out the vote effort, Obama was featured in a TikTok video with content creator Vitas Behar.
Sounds fancy.
On Monday, Spehar, who goes by V, fair enough, the host of the Under the Desk News, a TikTok show that offers 60-second daily wrap-ups of current events, political analysis, and special interest stories explained. In his guest appearance Under the Desk, okay, what? You named your show Under the Desk? Is this guy gay? He's gay, isn't he? He's totally gay. Let's take a look at him.
They were spitballing. It was either that or Glory
Hole.
He
looks gay as AIDS. Never mind. There you go. There it is. My buddy texted me this morning, guy I served with. He's like, I listened to your podcast the other day. He's like, I about died when you talked about only socialists skip leg days when you were debating Crenshaw. It's like, bro, I love your shit. It gets me so fucking angry. That's why I love listening to your podcast in the gym. I was like, I never thought about my podcast as pre-workout, but hey, fair enough. Whatever it helps. Let's go back to under the desk, though. This is a great topic of conversation. Hey there, go under the desk with me. I got something you need to look at. It's a big throbbing news article. You got climate change legislation on the ballot. You've got gun safety. And when we can get more pro-choice members of Congress, we can reinstitute Roe v. Wade as the law of the land, he continued. So you can't stay here. You're going to have to take a little bit of time to vote. Is now a bad time to say I voted for McCain in 2008? Spahar asked. As long as you voted, Obama jokingly replied. The former president, who remains the most popular person in the Democratic Party, even though he left office nearly 6 years ago, has been lending his star power to beleaguered Democrats. Again, there's a reason why they're not asking Joe Biden and they're going with Obama. That's how big of a failure Joe Biden is.
Yeah, that's got to be a huge slap in the face to Biden's ego.
Biden's not even aware. He's shitting himself. He doesn't care. He just wants his tapioca pudding. Fox News' power rankings forecast that Republicans will retake the House majority on Tuesday with an expected gain of 23 seats. Folks, it's coming. The time to vote is, in some places you can vote early. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote. This is what we've been training for, folks. It's what we've been training for.
Yeah, that's a good question. How many people have voted so far?
Yeah, how many of y'all have voted? Voters. Yes or no in the chat on Rumble. How many people have voted? Hit that plus button, by the way. We only got 4 Rumble. We got 105 Rumbles. We got 522 viewers. Why are you not hitting that plus button? And we're still not banned on Twitter. Wow. Interesting enough. Okay. How many people?
I'm going tomorrow.
You are going to go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. I had to find my voter registration card. Wanted to make sure I had all my stuff before I went in.
People are saying, yeah. Yes, no, yes. Iran is threatening Saudis, saying they should expect it. Yeah, I saw that. What's YouTube saying? First day, yes, voted. No, yep, I voted. A lot of people have already voted. Okay. Voting on election day. Okay, voted red. I voted in Arlington last night with my wife, too. Gosh, shit, nice. Arlington, Texas? You're right by us. Rover and Richardson. You should stop by the shop sometime. If no one voted, I already voted. Okay, a lot of people are voting. Good. Folks, and here's the thing. Like, look, I'm not trying to sit there and where is the plus button on the Rumble app? Does anybody know?
Yeah, it's just right underneath the.
Is that also on the Rumble app?
Yeah.
Let me look. Let me pull up the Rumble app. One second, guys.
So.
If you,
I just can't wait to stop seeing these butthole dork ads running all the time. Can't stand that guy. Can't stand him. Look, what qualifies you to be governor? What qualifies you to be the senator?
Mm-hmm.
What qualifications do you have to be president of the United States?
Let me see. I'm trying to pull this up. If we go to the live feed, where is the button? Oh, it's the thumbs up button. That's what it is. Hit that thumbs up button. On desktop, it's different. It's an actual plus button. Mm-hmm. Okay, fair enough. It's the thumbs up. Okay. Didn't know that. It's good to know that what you're working with. All right, got it. Yeah, hit that thumbs up button.
Beto the beta.
They're expecting Tuesday with an expected gain of about 23 seats on the Senate side. 4 key races in Arizona, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Nevada are ranked as toss-ups and will determine control of the chamber. The forecast GOP control is roughly 218. They're saying 23. They're going to get plus 13 seats. Democrats plus or minus 13 seats, leaving Democrats at 199 to 236. That's the projected GOP poll forecast. We'll see. We'll see. Like all elections, the results will come down to voter turnout. And Obama's appearance on TikTok suggests Democrats are seeking to get every voter they can to polls to mitigate their expected losses. Folks, do not be lazy with this. Bring your friends to the poll. Go vote. Mm-hmm. Go vote. It's important. And again, I understand how some people are kind of like, hey, it's rigged. I get it. I understand that. But don't quit. Don't give up. Just don't.
Yeah, if enough of us get out, then there's only so many fake ballots that you could pump into the ballot boxes.
You're fucking good at it. That's for sure. We'll see. Well, AOC hits Elon Musk's possible Twitter verification charge. And people don't realize, like, Twitter owner Elon Musk plans to charge users $8 to keep their blue check status. The biggest reason he's doing this, he's already said, is to purge the bot accounts. Mm-hmm. So that way you can know who is actually verified. Because apparently if you pay, I don't think this is rolled out yet, but if you pay the $8, you can get a blue check verification status. and that verifies that you're not a bot. You know, I don't think a lot of bot accounts are going to spend $8 on verifying each of the hundreds of bot accounts they have of like one individual owner. And it's not hard, but I see where he's coming from on this. But AOC doesn't like this. She doesn't like anything capitalistic.
Yeah, who gives a shit what that lady likes?
Which it's kind of funny to me because you think that like the whole Bolshevik attitude that she's got is that this is going to balance people out. Like no longer do people that have a lot of influence get a blue check. Everybody gets a blue check. It's an even playing field. And she doesn't like it. No. You would think she'd be all for that. But of course, knowing her, I haven't even read this article yet. I'm betting she wants it to be free.
Oh, she's an elitist for sure.
Very. She says LMAO had a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually an $8 a month subscription plan. The New York Democrat tweeted Tuesday night. I would have banned her. Elon should have just banned her. Boop, boop, ban. But then again, it basically defeats this whole thing of free speech. Elon's been good about this though, because he's had a lot of people criticizing the shit out of him for it, and he's sitting there, like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're
posting
doing.
pictures of him and that
Giselle Maxwell. Yeah,
I'm like, are you going to post the picture of her at Clinton's wedding?
Yeah, 100%.
No,
that's what they're trying to. This is what Democrats. They are pulling every stop they can. And there is a picture of Elon Musk and Giselle Maxwell, whatever her name is, and he's standing next to her. She's with everybody. Now I'm sitting there looking at this. And I'm just like, wait, so taking a picture with somebody, and I've said this many times, taking a picture with somebody is not an admission of guilt.
No.
If you tell me Elon was on the island fucking children and there's proof of it, then yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But a picture does not guilty make.
Right.
Trump did it. Many people did it. The Queen did it. A lot of people did it. And it's like, okay, if you can prove that they were there, I see where you're coming from on this. But if you can't, just a picture next to a criminal. What about people that took pictures next to O.J. Simpson before he fucking murdered Nicole? It's like, oh, so you were taking pictures with a would-be murderer. It's like, are you serious? Like, that's your train of thought? You're that stupid? Yeah. But unfortunately, a lot of liberals are, to include AOC. Twitter is reportedly discussing plans to charge $20 per month verification fee. However, Musk announced a change in a thread earlier in the day, writing that Twitter Blue for $8 a month would bring power to the people. Twitter current lords and peasant system for those who has or doesn't have a blue checkmark is bullshit, Musk said, noting that the price would adjust by country. Those who pay will also get priority in replies, mentions, and search, the ability to post long videos and audio and see half as many ads. Well, here's the deal, liberals. If you don't like it, why don't you go build your own app then?
There's, what's it called, Tribal Social?
Tribal Social. Does my account still work over there? I need to check that.
I got to check mine, too.
Yeah.
I set up a lesbian account as well.
You did?
Yeah.
Let me check mine. Have they found it yet?
Nope.
Oh, and I got 2 more messages. No doubt from guys. Oh, I got a lot of new friends. New friend requests. Dude. There are so many thirsty dudes in my freaking DMs when I'm a lesbian. That's ridiculous. Like, dudes don't give a fuck. Poor women.
Look at this. Helicopter footage shows a massive crowd assembled at the Brazilian military compound.
Yeah, I haven't really been keeping up with that too much. Apparently, the Brazil elections were just severely tainted. They said it was a massive freaking election fraud. The dude that was leading vastly basically lost. And now apparently even the Brazilian police are siding with a lot of people saying it's rigged.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out here.
Bro.
The protesters claimed the presidential election was rigged and asked military to intervene.
Oh, man.
See what happens.
This world's going to hell in a handbasket, man. Publishers willing to work with Twitter will get paywall bypass, and Musk has said there will be a secondary tag below the name for someone who is a public figure. This will also give Twitter a revenue stream to reward content creators, he said. The announcement has drawn criticism for those with and without blue check. Well, I mean, everybody's going to be pissed about it. Me, personally, I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Let's move on. Everybody's gonna find something to bitch at, but it's funny to me that AOC wants to bitch about it because it basically equalizes people based upon you subscribing for $8 a month. But I guarantee they're gonna spin that as like, this disproportionately affects people of color because they're poor. Wow. Like, really? That's racist to assume.
Okay.
Yeah. But this is awesome to watch and awesome to see. Twitter flags White House tweet crediting Biden for increase in Social Security payments caused by inflation.
That was so funny.
Oh, it's so great. This was not like a leftist famous celebrity. They hit the fucking president
right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. They were not pulling punches on this one. Elon's like, I got something for you, bitch. Here you go. And then Trump's back there going, see, how does it feel, Joe? Suck his left nut, bitch. It's so great. The White House has increased payments are because Biden's leadership, but hold on. The White House said increased payments are because of Biden's leadership, but Twitter flagged it due to inflation. The White House tweeted this week that President Biden's leadership. Okay, so real quick, whoever's running that White House Twitter account is if not the best propagandist I have ever seen. All of them. Nonstop lies.
That's
and
all
pure.
they do.
I know, dude, it is bad. And Biden's Twitter account is nonstop for the last 4 days, hitting Republicans left. Republicans want to cut your Social Security. Yeah, I do. I think Social Security should go away. You should keep your money.
You ruined it.
You fucking ruined it. Now, granted, no, I don't mean just like turn it off and then nobody gets anything. There could be a step-by-step plan on how to wean people off of Social Security and take care of those that already paid into it. But yeah, I'm all for cutting Social Security. Let me keep my money. Let me invest it. Let me do what I want with my money.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. If not, look at what they're spending our money on. This is ridiculous. Ukraine. The White House tweeted this week that President Biden's leadership resulted in the largest increase in Social Security payments seen in 10 years, a claim that drew a flag on the Twitter because the increase was actually caused by a 40-year high inflation. Seniors are getting the biggest increase in their Social Security paychecks in 10 years through President Biden's leadership, the White House tweeted Tuesday. The tweet was accompanied by a note from Twitter that states, readers added context. Okay, so here's the question I have on this, though. Readers added context. Where do they do this at? Because this is going to turn to another Wikipedia, to where you can go in there, you can manipulate it to whatever you want.
I don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, the misinformation, disinformation, do away with it altogether. Just let people censor what they want to censor as far as their own timeline. Not even censor. Block, mute, do whatever. Stop trying to do that. And ultimately, I mean, here's what I would suggest. Like,
I think there's enough smart, well-educated people, well-informed people, rather, that can combat those statements. With
the problem that I'm
seeing, the exact same thing that Elon Musk just did with his fact checkers.
The problem that I'm going to see is that, say, for example, the New York Times runs a hit piece on somebody and it's blatantly false, it's a lie, and they want to sue them. We all know that money talks in court. Like, the average Joe Schmo cannot afford to take on the New York Times. But, I mean, unless they find a lawyer that's going to work like based upon the outcome. But even still, it's like, it seems like it's a very unbalanced system. Like, these MSM companies can get away with a lot of stuff they want, and they're not really held accountable through lawsuits. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think you need to do away with it. And like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like they all just need to stay out of the fact-checking business because they're clearly biased.
Yeah.
And nobody believes that shit anyway.
Or what if you put a ban on politics altogether? Holy shit. Twitter would just turn into a nice place, I guess. There'd be no politics. No, yeah. I mean, there's already pornography on there. You can literally go look up porn on Twitter. But you say anything about the trans community, oh, holy hell. Oh, that's too much. It's like I'm literally watching a dude and a girl having sex, and kids can see this, but you got no issue. Like, okay, whatever. But the tweet was accompanied by a note from Twitter that states, readers add context that seniors will receive a large Social Security benefit due to the annual cost of living adjustment, which is based on the inflation rate. I can already tell you this. Stay within your living means. Even if you get a bump in Social Security, do not spend it.
You can't.
Do not go out and buy a new car to
they got
seniors.
A bump because
more people are paying.
Yeah.
Inflation. It's just it's incredible at this point. Harry Potter star Daniel Radcliffe doubles down on denouncing J.K. Rowling's transgender comments. Daniel Radcliffe is doubling down on his choice to denounce Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling's comments about transgender identity, saying it was important for him to clarify not everybody in the franchise felt this way. I think a lot more people in the franchise do feel that way, but they're afraid to come forward because of people like you and the cancel culture mob on Twitter and the rest of them. But Rowling made waves in the summer of 2020 when she started speaking candidly about gender identity, which many people perceive to be transphobic. Everybody. Okay, so I'm not going to go into it. What's to be afraid of trans people? What's the phobia? What's the fear from?
I don't know, unless you're in prison and they're like 6'8" and 300 pounds. Then I might be a little scared.
Yeah. I've never seen, I don't understand these people. Like, what's to be afraid from, what are we afraid of exactly? But that's what they do. You can't disagree with it.
Their penis
I'm
touching
afraid
me.
of penis, yeah. That's what leftists do, though. It's never a matter of like, I disagree because of these reasons. Like, oh, it's just because you're afraid of it. It's like, no, you just like you're afraid of gay people. It's like, met very few gay people that can whoop my ass. I don't really know what I'm afraid of exactly.
Let me hit you with a scenario.
What you got?
You're on a bus.
I'm
standing
listening.
up.
Is it a bang bus?
Trans person comes up behind you.
Oh, Lord.
Getting real close.
Oh, Lord.
Are you scared that maybe her love bump is going to run into the back of you?
You mean his love bump?
Yeah, his love bump.
Oh, my God.
Then would you be afraid?
Rolling May, okay. She said, if sex isn't real, there's no same-sex attraction. And she's right on this. There's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people, but erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. In response, Radcliffe wrote an open letter for the Trevor Project, an organization that aims to prevent suicide among LGBTQ youth. He said, the reason I felt very, very much as though I needed to say something when I did was because particularly since finishing Potter, I've met so many queer and trans kids and young people that had a huge amount of identification with Potter on that, Radcliffe told IndieWire, the previous pen piece.
Is he gay?
I don't know. He said, and so seeing them hurt on that day, I was like, how are they hurt? What she said is completely justified. You're trying to erase sex. You're trying to erase women. Yeah. You kidding me? How is that? Fuck your feelings. I mean, this is literally us walking on eggshells around everybody's feelings. You can't say one negative thing about feelings whatsoever, even if it's factually truth. And most of it is. Yeah. But because it hurts their feelings, it shouldn't be said. This is why we're in the state that we're in right now. Whatever. Liz Cheney. Dude, I don't know what she's thinking. She's gone full on Democrat. Representative Liz Cheney, who lost her primary for re-election this year, has endorsed Representative Tim Ryan, Democrat out of Ohio, against Republican J.D. Vance in Ohio's United States race. During a panel discussion with PBS NewsHour's Judy Woodruff, Cheney was asked if she would support Vance against Ryan in Ohio's Senate race, to which she responded, I would not vote for J.D. Vance. So if you're a Buckeye State senator voting, you'd be voting for Tim Ryan, Woodruff asked. Cheney responded saying, I would. Cheney also called House Speaker Nancy Pelosi a tremendous leader and a leader of historic consequence.
I don't think I would want her endorsement either, right?
She's a full-on traitor. Like, and I'm trying. My mind is like, how did we get to this point where Liz Cheney literally crossed the aisle, like not even part way? She's full-on Democrat now.
Oh yeah.
What was the causation of this? Trump?
I think so. Yeah.
Trump and freaking Kitzinger.
It was them losing power to Trump, an outsider who's not a politician. Yeah. So I think the establishment got upset. And
bro, she is very bitter.
They're off the rails.
She is a very bitter woman. Like, I can't even imagine. Like, I don't know. I just don't even get it. Like, you hate your own party so much that you just want to go to the opposing side. But Cheney doesn't have the pull. Right now, the Cheneys have lost so much credibility because of her father and the Bushes that once the respected GOP, within the GOP, loved them, now they're considered warmongers. People have turned on them saying, fuck them.
They are warmongers.
100%. Laura Williams on YouTube says they got dirt on her. I'm wondering if it's dirt or they paid her. I don't think it's anything because they got she doesn't benefit him at all.
Yeah, I think she gets paid.
Think she gets paid?
Yeah.
Well, she lost her primary. She's not going to get reelected.
I mean, how long have the Cheneys been in politics?
A long time.
A long time.
But now with her gone, the Cheneys and Bushes are completely out of it now.
Well, they still have pull. You don't think those people go to like...
I just meant exact as far as like holding office verbatim.
Yeah, they're not holding office, but they still have, I'm sure, conversations with people, influential people who are still in power.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I agree with that, yeah.
So...
But as far as them like being in office and stuff like that, at least we have a step in the right direction. Of the Clintons, the Bushes, the Cheneys, get them out. The McConnells, get them out.
The Bidens,
yep.
It's
brain freeze. It'll be somebody. The cat says it'll be Tulsi Gabbard versus Liz Cheney 2024. No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Tulsi Gabbard makes her way to the Republican Party.
I think Tulsi Gabbard's either going to run as a VP or I don't know.
Because she's endorsing Carrie Lake. She's endorsing
a lot of people, but she's setting herself up right now to establish herself more so in the GOP. I think she's going to make a run
and her
as a
name
GOP.
Carries a lot of weight.
It does.
She's got a lot of people who support her.
She does.
Her movement or what ideas or whatever, but I think she...
Imagine
that's an endorsement I would want if I was a
North Star on YouTube. It says Trump Gabbard 2024. I would vote for that.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think Gabbard would do it.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think Tulsi would.
That's a good question.
I honestly don't think she's a Trump fan.
I don't think so either, but you don't have to be a fan to run with somebody. I mean, I don't know.
Clearly. I mean, I guess there was Mike Pence, but I like Kristi Noem. I like Carrie Lake. I don't think it's going to be Ron DeSantis.
Carrie Lake is growing, and like she is like getting some serious popular. But also, Carrie Lake is a diehard Trumper, which is
that doesn't bother. If somebody could get the job done, if somebody could lower prices and get this country back on, I don't care who they're a big fan of.
Well, it's just you don't want to give somebody that much power, and I don't know. We'll just see how it plays out.
I agree too that it's absolute power crap.
Yeah, it does concern me a little bit. Wow. Well, we talked about earlier how you said how Joe Biden has been bumbling. Well, brain freeze again. Joe Biden refers to ongoing war in Iraq because that's where my son died. President Joe Biden misspoke during a speech in Florida on Tuesday, speaking about ongoing war in Iraq, and also claimed it's where his son died. Anything to score some points with the audience there, Joe, right? What ongoing war in Iraq? What are you talking about? Your son didn't die in Iraq. He died from brain cancer. It could have been a result of the burn pits in Iraq, but it wasn't proven. But his son did not die in Iraq. Inflation is a worldwide problem right now because of a war in Iraq and the impact on oil and what Russia's doing. Excuse me, the war in Ukraine, Biden said. I'm thinking of Iraq because that's where my son died, he added as an excuse for the verbal slip. He literally just like slipped on one banana peel, caught your balance, and slipped on another. It's like, dude, you're that stupid? Like, what the hell?
I just think he's not only stupid, but he thinks everybody else is stupid as well.
That too.
Like, he could just say anything.
This guy, though, going to world leadership or going to world leaders and having conversations to try and facilitate deals, I would have loved to sat in and listen to him speak to the Saudi prince about trying to produce more oil for us. I would have loved to have been there to listen to that and just watch that Saudi prince kind of stare at him going like, is this guy for real? Like, this dude's like,
why does he keep sniffing everything?
Who's changing this guy's diaper? Like, what the fuck is going on?
This guy, he sniffs everything. Yeah.
It's crazy to me. It's just crazy, but that's where we're at, folks. Literally twice he said that. So, although Beau Biden served in Iraq, he did not die there. He died in 2015 at Walter Reed National Medical Center in Maryland after fighting brain cancer 6 years after he served in Iraq. He was 46. That does suck. I hate hearing that. But Biden frequently blames the burn pits in Iraq for causing his son's brain cancer. It's not without its merit. It's entirely possible, but that was not, he didn't die in Iraq, so I don't know. But, well, folks, that does it for today's episode. Make sure you go check us out at shellshockcbd.com using code Burke. Are we still running the Blueberry sale?
Still running it.
We're still running the Blueberry sale, the Blueberry CBD oil. You can go get it using code BOO. It's 31% marked down. We're going to liquidate the remainder of what we got in inventory. We're going to start prepping for Black Friday. Got some massive, great Black Friday sales coming your way. So check us out there at shellshockcbd.com. If you could, go follow us on Twitter. Go follow the Twitter account. It's The Daddy Savage on Twitter. You guys are fucking amazing. We appreciate your love and support. And we'll be back tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, right here on the All American Savage Show podcast. You got anything to add, my man?
You guys have a great day.
And as always, you stay savage, America.